Good afternoon. My name is Brian. I'm working on a project that I've called RQ. It stands for Remote Queue, and it's a program that would allow a person to do things with their media player's playlist from a place that is not their computer where the media player is running. Basically. The reason for creating this would be, let's say you've got more than one computer with things that you want to play on them, but you've only got one that's hooked up to, say, a sound system, or only one that you actually want to play any of your media from. You basically be able to control that from anywhere, really. I'm forgetting what I was trying to say here.
Is this the project suggested by Ben Walker?
I'm sorry?
Who suggested this project?
Nobody suggested this project.
No. So, Ben suggested a project. Ben Walker. That's it.
Oh. Okay. Let's say that your computer that you're playing your media from isn't readily accessible. Maybe you've set up a media center type of setup, or something to that effect, where you don't have immediate access to that computer's mouse and keyboard or something. So you can take a different computer or a phone or something to that effect and control your media player from there. Or maybe you're just sitting across the room and really don't want to get up. Who knows? So I'm beginning this as a Winamp plugin. This Winamp has a rather nice, if poorly documented, SDK for plugins. I'm starting with that, and then I'm also going to be making a website to go with it. That actually, now that I've thought about it a bit, may need a bit of redesigning, I guess. My idea was to have a website where you could log in and connect to a computer that you own, and then basically upload files to the website, which would then be sent to the computer. Of course, that would take a lot of bandwidth, which could be a problem if people actually were to use it. So that I may need to actually not go with that plan or figure something out, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, I suppose. I like to go with other plugins for other media players, or even create my own standalone application for playing things on. But that'll all come after I've got the initial Winamp plugin and the website finished. So, I guess, thanks to everybody, of course, Professor Krishnamurti and Sean O'Sullivan, and really everyone here. Does anyone have any questions or anything to say to me? Yes?
So you're saying that you can pretty much access your media player from anywhere, so I might not have a laptop in front of me, but will you be able to load it up onto the smartphone and cue your music from the smartphone?
Yeah, basically the idea is for any web-enabled device, whether that's a phone or a computer or a tablet or anything that you can go on.
Totally cross-platform.
Yeah. Yes.
I guess it seems like it should be more of a networking thing or a streaming thing than trying to actually upload the file in its entirety, right? If you're trying to play on your other computer from, I don't know, some media center you have hooked up behind your TV or something, right?
Yeah, that's something that I did think about. It's certainly a possibility. I haven't guess, research that sort of thing too much. So.
Yeah. It was like, I was just, it's just like, I don't know what kind of authentication tool you do for like proving it's your computer. Because if anytime you're like uploading files, you get into that whole gray area where they aren't happy.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like you have somebody being like, well, I'm uploading my playlist from this computer, and that computer is actually, a pirate base server or something. I don't know. Not like I'm saying it's bad. I'm just saying
that's
don't
something
like,
that you run into. Yeah.
They may consider that like some kind of copyright infringement and stuff. Distributing music.
Yes.
How did you decide to use a program rather than use like a or something like that? How did you find
Well, it was mostly because I was looking at plugin SDKs for various media players. Winamp happens to be one that I personally use a lot, so it's something that I, at least from a user's standpoint, would have a decent degree of familiarity with. And it has, an okay SDK. It's not, like I said, it's not really well documented at all, so it's a little hard to work with in that respect, but it's still decent. So it's basically it's sort of like it's worked so far, so why not continue to use it? Yes.
It seems like part of it that you want to do is sort of like if you have the most, I don't know, like not just for sound, like just you have a sound system that's far away, because that might not be the biggest thing, but like if you have, I don't know, a group of friends that all listen to the same music, maybe they each have their computers, like different locations, and they all sort of stream the audio to one point, and maybe in a sense this would be like a media controller where like it queues up each computer almost, and then streams that for one song and then switches to another for like that sort of thing.
That was actually what the original idea was, and it kind of came about when I was talking to one of my friends about how we would solve that very problem, actually.
Yeah.
So.
And you could probably do that with things like, Winamp has Shoutcast for streaming music, and other media players have their own. I think Winamp makes sense or something like that, because I know Shoutcast it's not that complicated to use.
Yeah.
In a sense, all you need is like a static ID. Yeah.
I think what if the music I found is not on my computer? I think if it supports plug in with YouTube or some other website that provide music, and if it is plugged in with it and it is providing the music that I found that not in my computer, but in other sources you can provide that from I think it would be most nice.
Yeah, that's could be something to look at, but then at the same time you might run into what he was talking about there with maybe you could end up with some sort of copyright issue stemming from that. But still, that is it's definitely something that I could look into. That would be a cool thing to have. Yes.
Two things. Have you heard of Turntable?
I have heard of Turntable. Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of similar to
sort of the same thing as that. Yeah.
So the other thing is, have you heard of the media player Ubar?
Yeah. Yeah, I've used that in the past.
Okay, I was gonna say that's good, lightweight and highly customizable. That's it.
Yes.
One other idea for you. I'm assuming you've heard of Pandora.
Yeah.
You potentially, to kind of dodge the copyright issues, you might be able to create a program that if you download it onto your computer and then log into the program, it then registers that computer in the program, and then if you log into a web browser from somewhere, you can access all computers that have been added to that login name queue, and then just access and then play music from their media, stream music from their media players without actually uploading the files, which would at least help to dodge the copyright issues.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
I have a more mundane question. Your project is somewhere towards the bottom, third or something. So are you are you making progress with your project, or is it?
Yeah, the reason it's near the bottom is because I haven't updated the blog.
But you're pushing the code?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also you'd like to know what the expectations are and so on. what is your final goal? When will that be ready? If it is not ready by now, what will be the next level? And the other idea is, who will use your system? So besides you, who else might use the system?
Well, I think
We can WRPI use it.
I guess it could be something that they could implement actually. You know, like I had mentioned before, what the original idea was for, you know, if you've got people who are in the same room and who want to, you know, play music, it's what I think could be really useful for that. Yes.
Yeah, with that, like you could, I don't know, because they have collective Congress, could implement like a voting mechanism for something like WRPI where people vote what will be on the radio.
And
I know some radio stations actually do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so someone actually did bring that up to me kind of recently. Actually, it was, hey, maybe you could implement collective Congress in this.
Because I know I know WRPI is pretty active, but they don't have DJs on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we can figure that out.